You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 6th, 2018. This is your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli. Our first story today is from investing.com. It's the top 5 things to know in the market on Wednesday. First thing to know is U.S. stocks are set for a positive open. U.S. stock futures pointed to more gains at the open as investors looked ahead to a fresh batch of economic data and corporate earnings while continuing to monitor global trade developments. Second thing to know, U.S.-China trade and NAFTA developments remain in focus. Despite the apparent improvement in market sentiment, trade-related concerns linger. China has offered to purchase almost $70 billion in U.S. agriculture and energy products from the U.S. if the latter held off on imposing tariffs against Chinese imports. With China signaling that it is open to trade negotiations, it remained to be seen what the Trump administration's next move would be following the trade-related threats it made. The world's 2 largest economies have threatened each other with tens of billions of dollars worth of tariffs in recent months, leading to worries that Washington and Beijing may engage in a full-scale trade war that could damage global growth and oil markets. The second thing to know is U.S. trade data is ahead. Staying on the topic, market participants will pay close attention to monthly trade data figures due out this morning as they seek to gauge if there has been any impact on trade activity from the recent trade dispute between the U.S. and China. The U.S. Commerce Department will release international trade data for April at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. The deficit is forecast to widen to $50 billion from $49 billion in March. Export and import data will also likely attract attention. Also on the economic calendar will be the final reading on worker productivity in the first quarter, which is expected to rise 0.7% during the first 3 months of the year. Fourth thing to know today is the ECB is to debate end of QE next week. The European Central Bank is increasingly confident that inflation is rising back to its target and will next week debate whether to gradually unwind bond purchases, the central bank's chief economist Peter Kraft told the Congress of Actuaries in Berlin. The hawkish comments prompted money market investors to price in a roughly 90% chance that the ECB will raise rates in July 2019. This is a change from last week when investors had scaled back tightening expectations on concerns over an Italian political crisis, and the hike was only being priced in for October of 2019. The fifth thing to know today is oil markets await fresh weekly U.S. inventory data. The U.S. Energy Information Administration will release its official weekly oil supplies report for the week ended June 1st at 10 a.m. Eastern amid forecast for an oil stock drop of 1.8 million barrels. After markets closed Tuesday, the American Petroleum Institute said that U.S. oil inventories fell by 2 million barrels last week. The second story today is from MarketWatch.com. Oil prices move higher as Venezuela's supply crisis intensifies. Oil prices moved a leg higher on Wednesday, extending the prior day's gains after reports Venezuela may not deliver some of its contracted crude oil exports amid political upheaval. Production and exports in Venezuela have recently been hit hard by political instability. That in turn has limited global supply, helping the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries hit its target for reduced output faster than expected. Venezuela's state-owned PDVSA is now reportedly considering declaring force majeure on some contracts, with crude oil buyers essentially declaring they cannot be fulfilled as output from its oil fields has tanked and bottlenecks are slowing down exports at the ports. Our third story today is from CNBC.com. Weekly mortgage applications rise 4.1% as rates hit lowest levels in 6 weeks. It took a few weeks, but borrowers finally took notice of a drop in mortgage interest rates. After falling for a month, mortgage application volume jumped 4.1% last week from the previous week, according to the Mortgage Bankers Association's seasonally adjusted report. Volume was 2% lower than a year ago, largely due to weakness in refinances. The average contract interest rate for 30-year fixed-rate mortgages with conforming loan balances, that's $453,100 or less, decreased to 4.75% from 4.84%, with points decreasing from 0.46 from 0.47, including the origination fee, of 80% loan-to-value ratio loans. That's the lowest rate since the week ending April 20th. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is news you can use for today, June 6th, 2018, your Options News Rundown. I'm Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart, and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions@theoptionsinsider.com.